Thank you, Hare Krishna, thank you for joining the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Welcome to everyone. Very nice to see a lot of the familiar names and faces. Just to confirm, you can still hear me just fine. Okay, great, awesome. And yeah, so let's get started with Srimad Bhagavatam. First, we will start with our Mangalacharan prayers, which are in the Bhagavad Gita as it is in the introduction. So let's start with that. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Gurun Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So let us start our... Oh, was I sharing or not sharing? Not sharing. I need to share. Sorry, I thought I was sharing all the time and I was getting confused with keeping the screen verses on the screen. Sorry. Now you can see. Hopefully. Okay, very good. So now we will recite our prayers or the invocation verses for Srimad Bhagavatam. So topics from Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's recite the invocation verses. Here, beautiful picture of Shukadev Goswami instructing Parikshit Maharaj. Another picture. Then again, retelling of Srimad Bhagavatam by Suta Goswami to Shaunak Rishi and other rishis at Naimisharanya. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Now we will recite these three invocation verses, next three together. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Wonderful. Thank you so much for such enlivening participation. Thank you. So, Janmashtami is arriving in about 4 weeks. So, Janmashtami is the one of the greatest or the most important festival that all the devotees of Lord Krishna celebrate. And I thought that, we can go into the topics of the advent or the birth. It's not generally called birth. Birth kind of seems like a little bit of a misunderstood, or it could lead to misunderstanding, because birth is meant for the material body. The soul is eternal, as we know from Bhagavad Gita, but the body has birth and death, janma and mrityu. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi is written in Bhagavad Gita. So that's why Srila Prabhupada calls it advent or appearance. So the Lord appears in the material world, or in this universe, in his transcendental form, and then he disappears after his pastimes are over. So I thought we will discuss these pastimes or these leelas of the Lord for some time today. What's after this? Okay. So also, like last time was the disappearance of Sri Sanatana Gosvami. Today is the disappearance day of yet another very, very great Goswami. He's not part of the 6 Goswamis, but he could very well have been. He's just at the same level as Sri Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, and his name is Sri Lokanath Gosvami. So we will, I thought I will, for my own benefit, for my own purification, I will speak a little bit about the life and some pastimes of Sri Lokanath Goswami as well. So, but first, let us have a small discussion, or let's begin the discussion of the advent of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. 1 second. Okay. So, the advent of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So, as you can see from the slide that I am sharing, this is in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10. So the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam has been building up to the 10th canto. The 10th canto is the largest canto, almost forms 25% of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is 12 cantos or 12 volumes, and the 10th canto is technically 1 out of 12 cantos, but it's the largest and forms such a big part of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, in the 10th canto is basically all the pastimes. The most authoritative pastimes of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa are coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is also known as Bhagavata Purana. And of course, Lord Krishna has been mentioned at many, many, many places earlier as well. We did almost a detailed study of most of 70-80% of the Canto 1, and there were so many places where Lord Krishna appeared. He appeared at the time of the Pandavas when their sons were killed, and he accompanied Arjuna to go and capture Ashwathama, if you remember. And then when Ashwathama again fired a Brahmastra on the womb of, whose womb did Ashwathama fire the Brahmastra?
Uttara.
Uttara, very nice. And who was in Uttara's womb?
Parikshit
Maharaj. Exactly. The one who is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam right here in this picture we see, the one who is sitting down over here and listening, that is Parikshit Maharaj. And he is the one that is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So he was in the womb of Mother Uttara, and Lord Krishna saved him, and he got a darshan, or a observance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa when he was in the womb itself. So Lord Krishna appeared so many times in the first canto. Then later on, he went and met with Bhishma Dev as he was about to leave his body on the bed of arrows. And then he met with Mother Kunti and had very wonderful discussion with Mother Kunti. And like that, Lord Krishna has been mentioned many places in Canto 1 itself and all other cantos as well. Not just the incarnations of Lord Krishna, but personally Lord Krishna himself. However, the 10th canto is a full treatise, a full discussion, complete discussion of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So the canto starts with Parikshit Maharaj. Finally, the whole almost 3.5 to 4 days, Parikshit Maharaj has been sitting and listening non-stop from Shukadev Goswami, and now his heart is ready to receive the pastimes of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So he finally inquires about Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. He's saying, now please tell me about Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa and tell me about him fully. I want to know everything. There is almost like 15 verses in the 10th canto, chapter 1, where Parikshit Maharaj is describing how fully he wants to know. He wants to make sure that Shukadev Goswami doesn't leave out any details. He says, tell me how he appeared. What did he do in his childhood? How did he kill Kamsa? Why did he kill Kamsa? And so many other things. He wants to know everything about Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And he says that this is for my own purification. I want to hear. It's not that he wants to know like a curiosity. Oh, I know this, great person. I'm very curious. It's not really for that reason, but it is for his purification that he wants to hear about Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Some may say that, did Parikshit come to know that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord only after hearing this 10th canto? No, that's absolutely not true. He knew who Lord Krishna is right from the day of the womb, when Lord Krishna saved him in the womb. From that day, he knows the supremacy of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So it's not like he's unaware of the pastimes and the position and the glory of Lord Krishna, but just for his own purification, he wants to hear it again in detail, in sequence. It's, he wants to, and this is the last moments of his life, and he wants to hear the details. So there's actually a very beautiful verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the 10th canto, obviously, so we'll go to our wonderful Veda base library, Srimad Bhagavatam, and we will go to the 10th canto, chapter 1, and we will go to verse number 4. And maybe I'll request somebody to read this verse, the translation that is given here. Would somebody like to read it? Yes, Shivani, you have raised your hand, it seems.
Yes. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system, that is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this aspect will come a couple of times. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. So descriptions of the Lord are the medicine for Kali Yuga. This line will come again, and that time it will come by Shukadev Goswami. So here Parikshit Maharaj is saying that I want this medicine. He has a material body right now, which he's going to quit. And he's saying, let me have the Amrita, let me have the nectar, so that after I quit this body, hearing and meditating on these pastimes, I don't want to come back into this material world. And therefore he's saying, who will cease such hearing such glorifications except for a butcher or one who is killing his own self? And I am definitely in that category. I am killing my own self. those who are not spending their time relishing, reading and hearing about Lord Krishna are so to say suicidal people. We are wasting our time in all other these material activities and not spending that valuable time in this human life to hear about the glorification of the Lord. And that's why we are called such people who are not doing this study or reading, hearing of Bhagavat Katha, of Krishna Katha. They are called butchers of their own body. They are butchering their own body. They are butchering their time that they have available in this human body. Cats and dogs cannot hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Only humans can hear it. So we should make the most of our time hearing these pastimes of Lord Krishna, because they are the most purifying things that we can ever hear. We will see that come again in the next few verses. Okay, so this is a very important verse, 4th verse, where Parikshit Maharaj is covering this point. Then he continues to say that Lord Krishna had saved the Pandavas via his boat of bhakti. Pandavas, my grandfathers, he was the grandson, right? He's the grandson of Arjuna. Arjuna's son was Abhimanyu, and Abhimanyu's son is Parikshit Maharaj. So he is the grandson of the Pandavas, or Arjuna's grandson, and all the others were his grandfather uncles, so to say, uncles or what a grandfather level. So he's saying that the Pandavas, my grandfathers, were the greatest bhakta devotees of the Lord. So they sat in the boat of bhakti, of Krishna bhakti, and they sailed this ocean of material birth and death. By sitting in the boat of bhakti, that ocean became as small as a calf's hoof print. This point will come more than once through the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is a calf's hoof print? I just kind of Googled a picture here. You see this picture in a mud, when the cow puts or a calf, not even a cow will have a little bit bigger. Calf has a smaller size of the foot. In the mud, when the calf puts the foot, how big is that? That is such a small, how much water can be contained in that? Such a small amount of water, just 1 cup of water. Parikshit Maharaj is saying that those who are sitting in the boat of Krishna Bhakti, that ocean, sansara, ocean of sansara, of this material world, shrinks to the size of a calf's hoof print. It becomes so small. And once it becomes so small, you can easily cross it. Otherwise, without that boat of Krishna Bhakti, you have to cross this huge ocean. So just by sitting in the boat of Krishna Bhakti, you can shrink the size of the ocean to the size of a small cup. That is what Parikshit Maharaj is saying. So he says that this whole ocean of material world becomes as small as a cup or as a calf's hoof print. And then he says, not just Lord Krishna, I want to hear the pastimes of Lord Balaram as well, his elder brother. So please explain those as well. And he goes on to say so many verses, which I am shrinking. I'm not going to go into the details. He's basically extremely eager to hear all the pastimes, all the leelas, all the katha of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And then in the 13th verse, which is also very, very important. So I'll close this. So 13th verse, he says that these topics are extremely nectarian. They are like nectar. And even though I have not eaten or drank anything, I'll increase the font. I have not eaten or drank anything for the last so many days. I am not feeling any hunger because I am drinking this nectar. And this nectar is sustaining me. So please tell me this nectarian stories or all the details about Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So can somebody read this verse? This is the 13th verse, again 10th canto, chapter 1, 13th verse. Parikshit Maharaj is confessing, I have not eaten, I have not drank. This is very difficult to bear, but because of the nectar I am hearing, there is no problem. Please continue showering the nectar. Anybody would like to read this verse?
I will read.
Yes, Renuka Mataji, go ahead.
Because of my vow on the verge of death, I have given up even drinking water. Yet, because I'm drinking the nectar of topics about Krishna, which is flowing from the lotus mouth of your Lordship, my hunger and thirst, which are extremely difficult to bear, cannot hinder me.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. So these topics of Lord Krishna are very, very sweet. And it is not our tolerance, our strength of our willpower that we have to gather to not feel bored or tired of these pastimes, of these stories, of these katha. But this katha itself has so much potency that once you start hearing, time flies and there is all the other bodily circumstances go out of the mind. And these topics are transcendental. These topics have spiritual magic, and you start hearing and they completely take over your mind. So then Shukdev Goswami says that these topics are the remedy of all sufferings. So then next verse, Shukdev Goswami begins speaking. So we'll go to the next verse and read some of these points. So somebody, I will request to read this verse, somebody else. And here Shukdev Goswami is saying, this is the remedy. Hearing these topics, just hearing these topics attentively, not like hearing and multitasking. So not like doing your emails or cooking or cleaning at the same time. Hearing attentively, these topics are the remedy. Just hearing the topics itself is the remedy. It's like some kind of magic sound therapy. This is transcendental spiritual sound therapy, and it takes away all the sufferings that we have from the effects of Kali Yuga. So please, yes, Nishtha, you raised your hand?
Yeah, sure. Sutta Goswami said, O son of Bhrigu, after Sukadeva Goswami, the most respectable devotee, the son of Vyasadeva, heard the pious questions of Maharaj Parikshit, he thanked the king with great respect. Then he began to discourse on topics concerning Krishna, which are the remedy for all sufferings in this age of Kali.
Yes, thank you. So then he began the discourse on the topics of Lord Krishna, which are the remedy of all the sufferings in this age of Kali. Thank you so much. And then he says, Shukdev Goswami goes on to say that this is real intelligence. Not about how to make money, how to become rich, how to whatever, invest in this or that so that, I can have a good retirement savings, go on vacation. All this thing we keep doing, or how to help other people. Helping other people is nice, but so that I can get some pride, some fame, our ego is boosted, people praise me. So many things people keep doing, and they have to apply a lot of intelligence to do that. That is not real intelligence. Real intelligence is to have one's mind be fixed on Krishna. And Shukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, you have the right intelligence. In this last few days that you have left, you are using your time very wisely in hearing the topics of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And then Shukdev Goswami confirms one very beautiful thing. He says that everyone who is involved in this Krishna Katha benefits. Especially 3 categories of people benefit from the Krishna Katha. The speaker of the Krishna Katha, whoever is speaking. The second category is who is inquiring, asking questions. And the third category is everybody else who is listening to the conversation. So basically he is saying that whoever is speaking, they also are speaking for their own purification. They are not speaking to, get some extra, credit, or see how nicely I speak, or I know so much. No, it's for their own purification. The speaker gets benefit. One who is asking questions like Parikshit Maharaj, he also gets benefit. So Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj are getting benefited. Plus there are thousands of other sages who have assembled both times at both narrations, when Shukdev Goswami was narrating to Parikshit Maharaj and when Suta Goswami was retelling to Shaunaka Rishi and all the other rishis. There were thousands of other rishis who were sitting and listening. All of them were benefiting. So in the same way, in this discussion, while we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, I am benefiting and you are benefiting. Whoever is asking questions is benefiting, and whoever is listening is benefiting. This is such a beneficial activity for all of us. So let us read the 16th verse, which shows this. So would anybody like to read the 16th verse? Okay, Shivani again, or Madhav this time?
Can I also read the Sanskrit also?
Okay, sure. Are you practiced in meter or?
Yeah. Vasudeva katha prashnaha purusam strina punatihi vaktaram pratyakam shrotrim tatpada salilam yatha.
Very nice, beautiful.
The Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purifies the three worlds, the upper, middle, and lower planetary systems. Similarly, when one asks questions about the pastimes and characteristics of Lord Vasudeva, Krishna, three varieties of men are purified: the speaker or preacher, he who inquires, and the people in general who listen.
Very nice, thank you. So by listening to Krishna Katha is equal to or better than taking bath in the Ganges river. Just by listening to Krishna Katha is taking a shower in the Ganges, or even better. So these all three varieties of men, the speaker or the preacher, he who inquires, and the people in general who listen, they are all benefited from Krishna Katha. A very, very beautiful verse here. And over the last, by the way, 3.5-4 years, we were reading Srila Prabhupada's summary study of the 10th canto, which he called as the Krishna book. So in the Friday discussions, we have been reading that, and we completed 51 chapters from chapter 1 to chapter 51. Basically, Lord Krishna's pastimes are divided into two main parts. What is known as the Vraja pastimes, which he enacted all his Leela in Vraja. Vraj is the whole Vrindavan, Mathura area. And then in Dwaraka next. So we covered all the Vraj pastimes, and then we stopped at that point. So that took us almost 3-4 years to go through 51 chapters. But this time, because of Janmashtami, we are just going to go through the pastimes, the birth or the advent pastimes of Lord Krishna. So from that verse onwards, the actual narration starts. So from verse number 17, that is, anyway, yeah. So verse number 17, the actual narration starts. And the narration starts with Mother Earth, Bhu Devi or Bhumi Devi. She was getting very burdened by the actions of the demoniac kings. There were too many demoniac kings on the earth at that time. And Mother Earth was getting very, very burdened. So she approached Brahmaji. Now, nobody can directly approach Lord Vishnu. We will see that Brahmaji also cannot approach directly Lord Vishnu. So, in the previous discussions we were having on Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni, Durvasa Muni was even more powerful, so to say, than Brahmaji. He could go to Vaikuntha Lok and have a conversation with Lord Vishnu saying, please save me from this Sudarshan Chakra. And Lord Vishnu, we know what he said. He said, I am bound I cannot, I am helpless. But anyway, Brahmaji also cannot directly approach Lord Vishnu, and neither can Mother Earth. So, and she assumes the form of a cow and approaches Brahmaji, saying that please give me some relief because of the demoniac actions of so many demoniac kings on the earth. So where else have we seen Mother Earth as a cow? Anybody remembers?
In the
time of Kali.
Kali story.
Yes. And who else was there? Who was she having a conversation with?
Kali and no.
Parikshit Maharaj.
No.
The bull.
Go ahead, Parnika.
Bhumi, Dharani in the form of a cow was having like there was a bull who was actually the form of Dharma.
Very
and
good.
he was only on one leg.
Yes, exactly. So he was Dharma and Bhudevi or Bhumi Devi as a cow. So the cow and the bull were having a conversation. Very nice. So that's where we saw again that Bhudevi was assumed the form of a cow. So here, this is much before. That happened much later, of course, when Parikshit Maharaj was ruling. And that's when Parikshit Maharaj comes and he sees this evil person, Kali, who is trying to beat the bull. So that was with Parikshit Maharaj, but this is way before the birth or the advent of Lord Krishna. So Bhumi Devi approaches Brahmaji as a cow. And Brahmaji, when he heard the plight or the sorry situation of Mother Earth, then he became very sad, but he said, I cannot do much about it, even though he is in charge of the material universe, so to say. But he says, let's all go to Lord Vishnu. He only will provide the solution. So they all go, Brahmaji, and he takes all the demigods, all the Devis and Devatas in the material world, and also Lord Shiva. So they all go to Kshirosagar, to the ocean beach, where Kshirodakshai Vishnu is sitting. So in the Kshirosagar. So here is a picture. Where is that picture? Oh, it was there only. Yes, you can see this picture. So they are sitting on this ocean beach of the Kshirosagar. Along with, you can see, hopefully there is this cow sitting here at the back. Lord Shiva is sitting there, and all the other Devis, Devatas, demigods are sitting here. And there's in the picture at the background, there is Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi sitting on Ananta Shesha. So there, Brahmaji begins to pray, and along with all the demigods. So they all start to pray Lord Vishnu by reciting what is known as the Purusha Sukta prayers. These Purusha Sukta prayers are found in the Vedas, and they are very beautiful prayers glorifying Lord Vishnu. So this is the Purusha avatar. There are 3 Purusha avatars: the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Karnodakshai Vishnu. We have talked about these many times in the past. So they recite these Purusha Sukta prayers towards Lord Vishnu. And then Lord Vishnu doesn't appear in front of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma only hears the voice. So he hears the voice of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu says, I'm telling you now some specific instructions. So hear carefully. I heard your prayer. Now you hear my instructions very carefully, and you tell this to all the demigods. Convey it to the demigods. So Brahmaji hears the instructions and tells all the demigods that I have heard the response from Lord Vishnu, and he has asked all of you. So first of all, he has said that I will appear very soon as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And Sankarsana or Ananta Shesha will also appear as Balaramji just to please me, because I cannot take any, I cannot come to the universe or to the earth without my dear Balaram or Ananta Shesha. Another name is Sankarsana. Because he is the eternal servitor. He always serves or enables the pastimes of Lord Vishnu. So when Lord came as Lord Krishna, the Sankarsana came as Lord Balaramji. When he appeared as Lord Rama, then Sankarsana appeared as Lakshmanji. So like that, Lord Vishnu never goes without Ananta or Sankarsana, and he says he will appear as Lord Balaram. And he says that you all the demigods, Devis, Devtas, you all right now take birth on the earth planet in the dynasty or in the family of the Yadus, because I will also take birth in the family of Vasudeva and Devaki, who are Yadus. So you also take birth in that family so that you can all become my sort of extended family and help me in enacting the pastimes. He needs a whole, army or entourage. When the king comes, the king never comes alone. Have you ever seen king coming alone? When the king comes, first all the, his whole band baja, everything, with the whole, everything comes along with the whole celebration. And, first a lot of people arrive, and then, the king arrives in a royal style. So like that, he is telling, you all go and be there and wait for my appearance, and then I will appear. And he says, not only you, take your wives with you. We need all the characters, all the players, all the actors. So you, your wives, your children, everybody take birth in the family of the Yadus. So from this, we understand all the Yadus who ultimately fought and killed themselves. It was all a pastime. They were all great demigods, demigoddesses. So, and he says that Lord Vishnu also says that Vishnu Maya will also appear as my eternal consort and will appear in various capacities to help me in enacting my various pastimes. So like this, Lord Brahmaji took all these instructions from Lord Vishnu and then returned to Brahmaloka. And then all the demigods, everybody started taking birth on the earth planet and, preparing for the advent or the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Then Shukadev Goswami begins to narrate the story of Kamsa, how in the family of Shurasena, in the kingdom of Mathura, all the Kamsa's atrocities and etc. we will discuss. So that it's 6:42. I wanted to end by 7 o'clock because I have to go somewhere after that. So we will spend the next 15 minutes on discussing the life of Lokanath Goswami. So at this point, any discussion, any comments, any questions so far on how the whole sort of the foundation, laying the foundation of Lord Krishna's appearance? Anything?
Why did earth come in a cow's form only, not in any other form?
Cow is a very, very humble animal, the most humble and in the mode of goodness animal in Satguna. So she is representing herself in that mode. How else would she come? As a tiger, lion, elephant, cat, mouse? They are not very, they don't represent very a good bhava. So the guna and the bhava is best represented in the form of a cow.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
So, is there any reason behind why Sankarsana came as Lord Ram's younger brother and as Balaram as Lord Krishna's elder brother in all other pastimes?
Yeah, that's I have heard this question before as well. I don't know, or I can't recall the answer. or I don't know if there is a direct answer to it. I don't know the answer. If other devotees know, please chime in. Any authoritative answer from the scriptures, not a speculative answer or an answer from the TV serials. Anyone? No.
Lord Vishnu and Krishna is different avatar. Both are same in that.
Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna are one and the same person.
Okay. No, here that Samudrami, that Lord Krishna is there, and middle Lord Vishnu you mentioned. No, in that way I'm asking.
I didn't follow your question. So
the picture which you posted, in that Lord Krishna is in the middle of that ocean, and Lord Vishnu is sitting, and everybody is doing some puja. No, that picture, while seeing that picture, I'm asking this question.
No, so in this picture, the one who is sitting in the middle is Brahmaji.
Okay.
Okay, there is no Lord Krishna in this picture. In this whole picture, there is no portrayal of Lord Krishna.
Okay.
Okay, there is portrayal of Lord Vishnu in the background, because you can see his 4 hands, and he has the chakra, padma, and all those characteristic things in his hands. And there is Mother Lakshmi sitting near his feet. So this is definitely Lord Vishnu sitting in, who's shown in the back. There is no Lord Krishna here. This one who is sitting in the middle is Brahmaji. You can see his 3 heads. He has 4 heads, one in the back, which we don't see, plus the 3 heads that we can see. So this is Brahmaji. And on the other sides, there is all the Devis and Devatas. But Lord Krishna is not shown, but Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu are one in the same person. There is no difference. Lord Vishnu is just the official attire of that person. Like, as when you're, let's say, some president goes to work in the office, in the parliament, he goes in a, suit, tie with all his, that is the official view or the official attire of God. That is Lord Vishnu. And the personal attire of that same person when he is with his family members and having fun, not with all the formal attire, is the same person. That is Lord Krishna, who is in a very, very informal situation, having fun with all his loving associates, with his friends and family members. So that is the way to understand Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu. They are exactly the same person, but in different settings. So that's why Lord Vishnu says, I will appear as Krishna. In my Krishna form, I will appear on the earth.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else? So let's, it's 6:47. Let's switch topics. It's we are very fortunate that, these Saturday discussions are falling on the day of disappearance of such great acharyas. So today, where is that? I'll close this. So this is Sri Lokanath Gosvami, or also we call it Srila Lokanath Gosvami. So Lokanath Gosvami is a direct disciple of Lord Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for those who know more about details about Chaitanya Leela, Lord Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of his associates, but his elders were Advaita Acharya and Sita Thakurani, his wife. So Lokanath Goswami's parents were Padmanabha, and his mother's name was also Sita Devi. They were very, very close friends with Advaita Acharya living in Navadvip. So Lokanath Goswami was the son of Padmanabha Prabhu and Sita Devi. And as he was very young, he was very devotional. Of course, the parents brought him up in a devotional way. That is the duty of the parents, to give devotional education to children. If you give all kinds of material education, science, math, English, history, arts, but not devotional education, then you are doing a disservice to your child. So you must absolutely give a spiritual or devotional education to the child as well. That is the primary duty of a parent. So they gave very wonderful education to Lokanath Goswami, and very early in his life, he went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and took his shelter. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted him as his disciple and then gave him an instruction that he should, when he was a little bit older, that you should now go to Vrindavan, because he knew that Lokanath Goswami was very attached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I'm going to take sannyas very soon." This happened in Navadvip area. So he said, "I'm going to take sannyas. You will not be, and I will leave Navadvip. I will go to Puri, Jagannath Puri. So you will not be able to bear the separation of me taking sannyas. Right now you go to Vrindavan and you wait for me to arrive there. I will come there and then we can meet again." So Lokanath Goswami had a very, very close friend, Bhugarbha Goswami. So always there is no description of Lokanath Goswami that goes without Bhugarbha Goswami. So they both went to Vrindavan and were waiting for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to arrive there. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so we'll see the beauty of the pastime, and this is a pastime of separation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas and then went to Jagannath Puri. And then he left for South India. We all know Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu undertook a tour of South India. So when Lokanath Goswami came to know about this in Vrindavan, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone to South India, they thought, "Oh my God, he said he will come to Vrindavan, but he has gone to South India, some change of plans. And maybe he will not come to Vrindavan anymore. So let us go to," he and Bhugarbha Goswami, they both left and went to South India. By the time they reached South India, they learned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to Jagannath Puri. They said, "Oh my God, now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is back to Jagannath Puri." So they came back all the way to Jagannath Puri. When they reached Jagannath Puri, then they learned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone to Vrindavan. What a sad story. So he followed back to Vrindavan. And when they reached Vrindavan, then they found out that Lord Chaitanya was here for 2 months, but now he has gone back to Prayag. Prayag is Allahabad, on his return journey to Jagannath Puri. So ideally they should have met somewhere on the way, but they didn't. And when they reached Vrindavan, they started going back towards Jagannath Puri again. They were so intent, they were so desirous of meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the dream of Lokanath Goswami. He said, "Why are you chasing me? This is all my pastime. I want to keep you in separation. This is a bhava. This is love in separation that I want to encourage in your heart." And he says, "You stay in Vrindavan. Don't leave Vrindavan, because there is a great person coming to meet you in Vrindavan." He doesn't say whom, but one great person will come and meet you in Vrindavan. So like this, Lokanath Goswami gets pacified and says that, go back to Vrindavan and wait for a great personality there. Then so basically after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, goes back to Puri, and they never meet again at a physical level. Always there is a spiritual connection, but face to face, there is no other meeting between Lokanath Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, other than that initial meeting when Lokanath Goswami took the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then after that, not only one, three personalities come to Vrindavan. Actually, first two, and then later joined by Raghunath Das Goswami. The two personalities are Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So they come to Vrindavan, and Lokanath Goswami is overjoyed. He thinks, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said one, but I got two. You know, buy one, get one free. So he was so happy to have the association of Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. And they all, had very wonderful association of each other and spent their time reading Srimad Bhagavatam, talking about Krishna katha, and like this started spending their time. So then at one time, Lokanath Goswami was sitting and doing his bhajan, and he had a very strong, intense desire to have a deity to worship, a deity form of Lord Krishna. And he had never had this desire before, and he was puzzled. How is this desire coming in my heart? Why is this desire coming? It's not like he became a devotee recently. That was not the case. He has been a devotee of the Lord for a long time. He has had the love of Lord Krishna from long. I mean, not that he is proud about it, but why is this desire coming now? Then he realized, actually, it is not my desire. He understood that Lord Krishna's desire, this is Lord Krishna's desire. He wants me to worship him. So he accepted that sort of instruction in his heart that came as a desire. And then he accepted it and began to desire from his own heart, okay, I want a deity. And the moment he made that desire, sort of accepted that, he made it official, or sort of like, I accept it, I want a deity, I want to serve a deity of the Lord. Because otherwise, if you remember the discussion we had last week on Sanatana Goswami, he was a mendicant. He had nothing. He would not even sleep under the same tree every night. He would find a different tree to sleep under because he didn't want to get attached to one tree. He had so much detachment and he had no belongings. Madan Mohanji came in his dream and said, you worship me. He said, how am I going to worship you? I don't have anything. Madan Mohanji said, don't worry. I will accept very simple service. So you remember that whole story that we discussed last week. So in the same way, the Lord wants to be worshipped by his devotees. And the devotees never decline. The devotees very lovingly accept it, even though they may not have all the means to do that. So that is why Lokanath Goswami didn't want a deity originally from his own side, because then how will he worship nicely? You don't want to worship in a very shabby way. But when the Lord desires, he accepted. And then when he was then desiring for the deity, a boy, a kind of a blue boy, blue colored looking boy, you can imagine who it might be, came and said, you know, I have this deity. I want to give it to you. You take it. Can you just take it? And before Lokanath Goswami could ask any more questions and take the deity, that boy disappeared. So Lokanath Goswami was very happy. He said, you know, he didn't realize, or maybe he realized, I don't know, this was not written in this passage or the couple of things that I read. Whether he was able to figure out that that boy was Lord Krishna himself or not, but he took the deity and and he started, making arrangements for the deity. Then the deity actually spoke to him. It is mentioned that it is not like he appeared in a dream. The deity actually spoke, because it was from where I read, it was written that Lokanath Goswami became very scared. He became very like, what is happening? The deity is speaking. He didn't consider himself so qualified that the deity would speak to him. But he was very qualified, and the deity spoke to him. And the deity said, I came to you because I wanted to be with you. And the deity, mark these words very carefully. The deity said, I am giving myself fully to you. God is saying to the devotee, I give myself fully to you. Generally, the devotee says this to the Lord. Like Draupadi said, Govinda, I am giving myself fully to you. Now you do whatever you want. And then Lord saved him. Gajendra also said to the Lord, I give myself fully. And the Lord came and saved Gajendra. But here the deity said, I give myself fully to you. Tam stathaiva bhajamyaham. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stathaiva bhajamyaham. This is verse number 4.11 from Bhagavad Gita. So because Lokanath Goswami was 100% submitted to Lord Krishna 100% submitted himself to him. So at least I found this, I was very amazed to read this, that the deity said, I submit myself fully to you. You treat me however you want. Lord is giving himself in the hands of his devotee. So, by the way, as I am talking, you can see this is the deity. So the name of this deity, he said, my name is Vinod, Radha Vinod. So he got the deities Radha Vinodji. So these are the deities present in the Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda temple in Vrindavan. So, and the deity said, I am very hungry. Please cook something for me. And then Lokanath Goswami cooked some very nice bhoga for the Lord. And since Lokanath Goswami was very detached from the material world, he did not have any proper place to stay or something. He took a bag and put the deities in the bag and always used to carry the bag with him. So they were the traveling deities. They did not have any fixed place, but he always kept the deities close to his heart and would take the deities so these deities, if you go to Vrindavan, you go to Radha Gokulananda temple, you can see the deities and they are about that big, very small. They're not like one of those 2 feet, 3 feet big deities, but very small deities that you can carry. So whenever you go to Vrindavan, definitely go to these temples. Go to the temple, Madan Mohan temple, like we discussed last week, and definitely go to the Radha Gokulananda temple as well. And like this, Lokanath Goswami worshipped the Radha Vinod deities for the rest of his life. Now coming back, the last point I want to mention, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, go to Vrindavan and wait for one person to come. And Lokanath Goswami said, I got one, not only one, I got 2. So that thing was fulfilled. He did not know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was referring to. So any idea, anybody, all the devotees, who is he referring to?
Balaram. Narottam Das Thakur.
Narottam Das Thakur. Very nice. So Lokanath Goswami was so detached, he did not want any disciples. He said, I don't want any disciples, because then the disciples come, then they glorify the Guru. And the Guru gets glorification. It's the duty of the disciple to treat the spiritual master as if he is God. Give so much respect to the Guru, official Guru. That's why I say, whoever in the beginning, those who are newer people, don't call me Guruji, Guruji. You can call me Prabhu or Prabhuji. Guru has a very specific meaning, who has, taken an official position of a Guru and Shishya. So please don't use that. That has a very specific technical connotation. Anyway, so he did not want to become a Guru of anyone because he did not want that pride. I mean, of course, the disciples, the true disciples, will not do it to as a matter of, kind of pump up the Guru or anything like that. But he thought that I don't want any source that could even potentially, possibly put even a little bit of pride in my heart. So he had said, I don't want any disciples. But there was this very nice devotee, and we had, I think, talked about Narottam Das Thakur in one of the previous classes on his appearance day. But anyway, Narottam Das Thakur was so much attracted to Lokanath Goswami. He said, I only want Lokanath Goswami as my Guru, nobody else. So he went and approached Lokanath Goswami so many times, and he refused. He says, I'm not going to take anyone as a disciple. There are so many other qualified acharyas. There is Rupa Goswami, there is Sanatan Goswami, and they have disciples, you can go and approach them. Why you are approaching me? He said, no, I am just so inspired by you. I only want you as my guru. And he kept refusing. And Narottam Das Thakur in his heart had accepted Lokanath Goswami as his guru. And what does a shishya do to a guru? Shishya has only one job for a guru, which is seva, service. So he did not want to come in front of Lokanath Goswami and do any service. So he wanted to do some service in the background. So Lokanath Goswami would, go and, do his morning duties under a tree, his, evacuation duty. So Narottam Das Thakur would come in the night and clean up the area very nicely. And then next morning when Lokanath Goswami went, he said, who has cleaned up this area? So like this, it went on for several days and he could not see who is cleaning this up. So one day Lokanath Goswami decided to hide in the night behind another tree and see what's going on. And he saw Narottam Das Thakur come with a bucket of water and a broom and, cleaning up that area where Lokanath Goswami would evacuate, would relieve himself. So it's a very, very menial job, very menial duty, but that is what he was doing. And Lokanath Goswami's heart melted. He saw that Narottam Das Thakur is really so serious and he accepted him as his disciple. And that was the only disciple that he had. He did not accept any more disciples. And then he realized that this is who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking about. So he was so happy to have Narottam Das Thakur as a disciple. This is an example that is given in many cases. Instead of having 1,000 mediocre disciples, it is better to have one exemplary disciple. Narottam Das Thakur became such an exemplary disciple, that Lokanath Goswami became known as the spiritual master or guru of Narottam Das Thakur. His primary identity became that he is the guru of this great person. Such a great disciple he had. So, he had, only one disciple, but that one disciple was equal to 1 million. That is the greatness of guru. As great the guru, such a great shishya. So they are both known as very wonderful guru and shishya pair. So that is the and today is the great wonderful disappearance day of Lokanath Goswami. So this last picture, I will just leave it here. This is his samadhi. So this is near or in the premises or the compound of the Radha Gokulanand temple in Vrindavan. And this is the samadhi of Lokanath Goswami. So you can look at the samadhi, you can meditate. Next time if you go to Vrindavan, now you know the story. Now when you look at the deities, you will look at these deities with a different set of eyes. You have the history now, you have more attraction, you have a relationship with these deities. Otherwise, all deities of Lord Krishna look same, with a flute and with a peacock feather, with Srimati Radharani. Okay, one deity, next deity, next deity, next deity. You visit 10 temples in a day. And by the time you visit, you forget which one was which. But now when you stand in front of these deities, you will have a special mood, special bhav, special relationship. That is why it is so nice, so important to know the history, to know the background. And then when you go there, and same thing, otherwise the samadhi is just like a little mund, a little piece of mud or clay that's called samadhi. You're looking like, what is so great here? It's just a small little room. But now when you're looking at the samadhi, your mind is occupied by the thoughts of the greatness of Lokanath Goswami, and you can sit there and spend so much time you can spend and really connect with Lokanath Goswami when you go to Vrindavan. So that is the real Vrindavan. Not just go to temple, do darshan, next one, not like that. You can go and sit there and actually connect with all these personalities, these wonderful acharyas whose samadhis are there. You can sit there, you can meditate, you can do some japa, and your heart will be full of devotion, full of bhakti. So this is the right way to visit Vrindavan. So again, I just wanted to share all this with you, and I will leave you with that. So Lokanath Gosvami ki jai. Any questions, comments? Yes, Shivani.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I had a question that are those deities the actual ones, or those deities were also transferred to Jaipur?
Yeah, so I have, so that is something that I have also had this in my mind. There are the deities in Jaipur as well. In Jaipur also, there are the Radha Vinod deities. Okay, but the history is like this, as I understand. If anybody knows a different version, because this is not like an officially documented, history, like, by some official thing. What I have heard is that these are the original deities. They were transferred to Jaipur because of the onslaught of Aurangzeb and all the other Muslim invaders. But later on, those deities were returned to Vrindavan. So these are the deities which were transferred to Jaipur and came back to Vrindavan. And in the Jaipur temple, also there is Radha Vinod temple. But there they put replica deities, because once temple has been made, you don't want to just demolish the temple because deities have left. So the original deities came back, and a different set of replica deities were put in the Radha Vinod temple in Jaipur. That is my understanding. Take it with a grain of salt. On the other hand, other deities, like the most famous deities in Jaipur. Who is the most famous deity of Jaipur? Anybody?
Radha Govinda Dev.
Yes, Radha Govind Dev. The deity is worshipped by Rupa Goswami. So when they went from Vrindavan to Jaipur, they went on a one-way journey. The king of Jaipur, when after all the problems were solved and Vrindavan was back safe again, the Pandits of Vrindavan requested the king of Jaipur, please, give back Govindji here. The king of Jaipur and the people of Jaipur said, no, 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 no. They are our heart and soul. You cannot ask for our heart. How can we give? So they refused. They said, Govindji will stay here. So they put a replica deity in Vrindavan. So like that, the story goes. So Radha Govind ji ki jai, Radha Vinod ji ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, any last comments or anything? If not, I will take leave. Next Saturday, are we having? No.
No.
Yeah, next Saturday, I am busy with some very wonderful guests that will be here. And I'll share about them with you. So we will see you in 2 weeks. So yeah, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare